Hey guys, it's William from Lego Hub Productions and welcome to Building Ahch-To Episode 3. So guys, let's go ahead and get right into this video. So to just start this episode off, we're pretty much picking off right where we left off at Episode 2. I didn't actually get any parts in the mail. This is basically the day after I uploaded Episode 2. So no parts are in the mail. I still have those 600 4x4 plates that I got last week. So actually my plan is I'm going to be doing a stream today on this. And that's actually going to start very soon. We're going to start working on this section right here, the back section behind these base plates. We're going to do a lot of plate layering, and hopefully I get a decent amount done. I haven't really gotten that much done in the streams in the past, but hopefully I can get a decent amount done in this stream. And I'll get back to you guys once I finish the live stream. Okay, so guys, I've been working during the week, and this is what I've been able to accomplish during the week. Obviously, I have a couple hours to spare. It's a Saturday. I'm going to work a lot more on this. And also, another thing is I got some pieces from Bricklink, not too much. I'll show these right here. So I got some good variety slopes right here, and I got some wedges too, like as you can see right there. I got some of these wedges. I'm actually going to start working on the snot rock work today probably. What I did do is I did start working on this other base plate right here, and it should separate. There you go. That's what I have been able to do over the last couple of days. Obviously not that much. Definitely gonna get started working on that one right there. And another thing I did do is I started working on the positioning for the tree right here, as you guys can see right here. And we'll get more into that at the end of this video. But this is just to show what progress I've made during the week. And yeah guys, so I have a few hours to spare, so let's go ahead and get right into this time lapse. I'm going to try to get as much done in a couple hours as I can, and then I'll go ahead and wrap this up and show you guys all this stuff into detail. So yeah guys, let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so guys, I've gotten a ton of progress done. It's actually spring break now. Been working really hard the past 2 days on this mock, and this is what I have been able to accomplish right here. Not really as much as I wanted to get done, but considering how much time this takes to put all the plates on, especially an elevated base plate. As you guys saw in the time lapse, it's very difficult, and it's not really difficult, it's time consuming to do. Here's what I've gotten done. Pretty much, if I can split this apart so you guys can see a good idea of how much plating I've covered right here. That's about what I've gotten done. A little bit more on this side. This side was a little quicker doing it the second time, and I've actually filled most of this in with bricks. I also ran out of filler brick while doing this technique right here, as you guys can see. It actually saves, I think, half as many bricks just gridding this. So as I move over here, you guys can see I've gotten about half the base plates done right over here and over here. I've gotten a little less done on that side, but that side was actually a lot quicker than this. It was just kind of getting the technique down and stuff like that. Over here, I've gotten a lot of filler brick filled in, and I think this is 4 or 5 bricks high right here. And this technique, actually, you save about half the filler brick doing it. But I'm still low on filler brick. This is actually last resort to Hoth 2x4s. I do have quite a bit of those, maybe like 500 of those, I think. But I know I'm going to run out before I do the mountains. So obviously I'm going to have to get more filler brick or maybe some Duplo to do the mountains. But definitely I'm going to run out of filler brick. As you guys can see, my filler brick bin, I don't really have much good 2x4 and 2x6 bricks, so definitely I'm going to have to get a lot more of those. So here is what the ground looks like that I did, the new ground, and obviously the details aren't on it yet, so it doesn't look quite as good as this, but I did add some like depressions and stuff in the ground so it looks a little bit more natural. And actually another thing is I started really trying to slope this up. I know a lot of you guys said in the last episode that this wasn't sloping up enough. So actually what I did is I really started to slope this up. So right here at this angle, you guys can get a really good idea of how this will slope up. And I imagine that when I get all these plates down, this will slope up about maybe 8 to 10 bricks, probably about 8 bricks right now. This is about 5 bricks tall right here. This will continue to really slope up because obviously there's a staircase that leads to the tree up here. There's quite a few hills and depressions and stuff just to make it look a little bit more natural right here. I got some of the rock work. I think that will be final in the mock. That looks pretty good with some curved slopes. So right here is actually probably the thing I did this week that I'm probably most proud of. And this is actually one of the boulders that will be in this mock, and I'm just super happy with this. As you guys can see, those wedges that I showed earlier, I used a ton of those, and it just adds a really cool effect, and it's really three-dimensional. Like, you can look at it from 4 different sides, and it looks completely different on each side, so I'm really happy with this. Here's the top view of it, and I'm just super happy with this. And definitely, this is going to be the technique that I use for the boulders. Not necessarily the mountains, but a lot of the new boulders I'll use for this. And actually, there is going to be, I'll get into this next week. There's going to be a huge boulder here. I looked at the plan, and there's going to be a pretty big boulder that I think it goes like this and it curves that way. And it's going to be about 4 times the size of this. Obviously, I couldn't work on it this week because I didn't have enough of those wedges in, but definitely next week I'll get more of those in and start working on that. Next week we'll probably start working on the path also, and the path is going to start probably around right here, and it's going to curve all the way up to the tree. So another thing I started working on is the tree positioning, and this is actually where my tree is going to go and how big it's going to be. So it's going to be 24 by 24 plates. Originally I planned for it to be a little bit bigger than this, but because of scale with the mountains, I don't want this to be overscaled to the mountains and actually be taller than the mountains, so I decided I would make it a little bit smaller than Mayfig's scale. I don't really think it's going to have a huge effect on this mock. I think it's going to be just fine. And also, as you guys can see, the tiling under it, this is actually because this tree is going to be removable. Obviously, because I need to split all these base plates apart, and if I did have it connected to the plates, I would split the tree apart. The tiles right here, this will just pop right up right here, and the whole tree is going to fit on this base plate. Obviously there's going to be a ton of bricks under it to have it somewhat elevated, but I think I'm pretty happy with this. Again, I think that's about the size it's going to be, and I also have it close to here. Obviously I wanted a little bit farther away, but again, it has very long branches that branch out from it, and I don't want it hitting the mountain. Obviously I'm going to start the tree before I start the mountains, just so I don't build the mountains and then build a tree and the tree won't fit. So definitely we're going to start the tree within the next couple of weeks. Obviously we need to get the path finished first, but that will come soon. Okay, so guys, now on to my final thoughts. So before we get into my final thoughts, I am going to share you guys some of, like, I guess, topics to discuss here. First is the grass pieces right here. Obviously, some of you guys are against alt bricks, and I understand that. There's going to be a survey poll up there. So put in that whether I should get Legos grass pieces or alt grass pieces. For the green, I'm obviously going to get Legos, but For the olive green, I was thinking about getting all bricks, but I'm not really too sure about that now. I really don't think I'm going to get all bricks. I really don't think I'm going to end up getting those, and I think I'm just going to buck up and just buy Legos, because I think that's a better option than alt bricks. But you guys put in the little poll up there what you guys want for those. So the next thing is whether or not you guys like the brown, and definitely I think the brown makes it look okay. Definitely looks better on camera than it does in real life. But do you guys want the brown replaced with dark green? I'll put a pull up on the screen about that. Here's what dark green looks like right here. I added a little bit. Obviously I don't have 1x2s, or I would be putting those on. But do you guys want brown and dark green, or dark green, or should I just leave this how it is? But also you guys put on the poll what you want there. So without further ado, guys, let's get into my final thoughts, and then I'll wrap up this video. Okay, so guys, overall I think this mock is going pretty well, and obviously I wanted to get the ground finished a while back, but it's definitely a long and slow process, and it's really time consuming to get the groundwork. I don't think you guys really realize how time consuming it is, especially when I don't really have a lot of time over the break to do this. I only had those past couple of days, and I'll be gone the rest of the week. So you guys will be seeing this video this weekend. The weekend I'm gone. So this is all pre-recorded and stuff like that. Definitely, I'm pretty happy with that rock over there. I'm actually really happy with that. That's the best rock work I've ever done. And I also made a little patch over there. But overall, I think this mock's going pretty well. Obviously, it's not really picking up just yet, just with the ground and stuff. And definitely, I'm hoping next week, I keep saying this, but next week, we should be able to finish the ground. And we'll start getting those little, we're going to start getting more of those rocks again. There's going to be one right here I said earlier. And then after that, we'll start doing the path. The path should take about a week. I don't really think it's going to take too long, and then we'll get working on the tree and stuff, which it will really pick up from there once we start getting the trees and mountains and stuff. And obviously I have quite a bit of time. I have about 3 or 4 months to finish this mock, so I'm really in no rush. I just really want to take my time and make sure I like what I'm doing here, and make sure I like this ground detailing and stuff like that. I'm really taking my time to make this mock look how I want it to. So without said, guys, I think that's about it for this episode. I'm sorry if I rambled on a little too long about this mock, which I normally do, but I appreciate you guys who watch all these videos. So without further ado, guys, that's about it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe for more of these episodes. Definitely a lot more of this mock coming in the future. And so stay tuned, guys, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.